Matching DACs to amplifiers. This comes from Stefan in Westfield, Massachusetts, and he writes to me, I have a 48-watt SET integrated amplifier that I am trying to match with a new streaming DAC. So many discussions around clinical, highly detailed sound versus the more analog or tube sound. Would a more detailed DAC that, say, something that uses the Sabre 9038 chip be smoothed out by my SET amp, or would an R2R or tube DAC better maintain the sound signature of my amplifier while still offering greater detail and imaging? Well, this is a classic mix and match kind of thing. You know, we audiophiles are rather nuts. And it's a great hobby, and it's part of the reason it keeps me going in all this thing, because we love to mix and match, to add a little bit of spice here. It's kind of like cooking, right? I've got this SET amp. You know, maybe all of you don't know what an SET amp is. It stands for single-ended triode, and that's a vacuum tube. So it's a single big vacuum tube, and his puts out, that's pretty good, 45 watts. But anyway, so he's got this pure tube amplifier called an SET, and the oh goodness, what is going on? Amazon Alexa, U.S. National Weather Service has a high wind warning. Look out! I should probably take the. It's my life. Here I am. I get Amazon Alexa is sending me stupid reminders that I'm going to be blown away here very, very shortly. Okay, well, at least the world's not ending. Where was I? SET amplifiers. Oh yeah. So you know, we buy these exotic amplifiers because we believe, and they do, give us a certain sound that we want. Now it's time to mix and match. Well, if we put in a very detailed DAC into this set amplifier, we may get this magical combination of sweet, open, vacuum tube imaging with detail that we would not normally get if we had a vacuum tube or an R2R. R2Rs are what are known as ladder DACs. We could talk about ladder DACs. So I don't have a specific, I mean, it's really hard to make recommendations. And here's why. I don't know what your speakers are. I don't know what your tastes are. I don't know what your reference is, okay? We talked about this in an earlier video. And I say this because I think it's important as opposed to a shameless plug. But we'll throw shameless plug in there as well. We need a baseline, a reference that we can trust to know if we get it to where it sounds live, that it sounds like music. So we made this, Octave Records made this disc for my Audiophiles Guide book called the Audiophiles Reference. And the reason I did it, and the reason you should own this, is because we all need an agreed upon baseline that when somebody is singing, and they're singing here in the center, this baseline recording was carefully crafted to be perfect in terms of capturing the voice in its proper size, tonality, everything you would want. Then your challenge, knowing that you have an actual reference, a reference bass track, a reference depth track, width, group size, all that, right? Now that you have that reference disc in your possession, you can go make these decisions yourself. You can listen to see if, well, that sounds a little bloated. That tube amp is really blossoming out Jessica Carson's voice. She doesn't sound natural. Okay. What you know, using the Audiophiles reference disc, you know that the equipment is doing something that isn't natural. Now you can go add a more detailed DAC, try and bring that in, or it doesn't have enough. But at least you have a baseline or a reference, and that's so critical. That's why I made the disc. So octaverecords.com. Go check out the disc, and good luck with your system. I think in the very end, if it were me, I would probably have a good detailed solid-state DAC and put that into my SET, and you probably have a good combination. But please do get the Audiophile's reference disc, because that will be your ultimate baseline guide. Super important. Okay. Thanks. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye.